I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Wednesday, July the 19th. So much for the technical support that we talked about earlier in the week. A lot of the technical analysts were saying that there was a lot of support out there looking at the charts and things like that, and then the board crashed hard on Tuesday. If you listen to me very much, you know I don't take a lot of faith in that technical stuff for good reason, I guess, as you see this time in particular. But I've studied the charts. I took a class in that in grad school. I understand what they're getting at, but for the most part, a lot of people have to believe in those things. If they see a gap or a head and shoulders or a double bottom or this and that, and a lot of people have to believe in that stuff, and then it's going to ring true. If everybody sees the point in the chart that says it's going to go down, then they'll all gang on it to go down, and it will go down. But when you've got a market like we've got right now that's real volatile and real volatile fundamentally, there's just more people using it for risk management or to offset something, or playing the game fundamentally and seeing things out there that give them a reason to believe it's going to do one thing or the other, that the charts ain't really ringing true right here. You look at the board on Tuesday, live cattle futures, the October, which is the most popular by far, down $1.75. They were all down about like that. Most likely sealed the fate for the fat cattle market, going to be lower this week after we gained a couple bucks last week, and we're getting really excited about maybe holding a little market position. But feeder cattle futures down hard. August was down 282, still sitting at 150, 160, and that's giving you a negative basis with your index levels are not that high, so maybe it did need to come off a little bit. But fat cattle trade, none to speak of yet, of course, so far this week. Your Fed Cattle Exchange on Wednesday is expecting around 2,900 head. We'll see if that can spur a little trade to take place, but absolutely no trade at all in the country. Did see in Dunlap, Iowa, they had close to 500 head of fat cattle there at their auction, and they would be some premium cattle out of them, but the prices were just about steady with last week's direct trade, ranging mostly from 117 to 121. Box beef cutout values on Tuesday were down again, and so that Monday showing a little bit of a bottom side support did not hold on Tuesday. It was down pretty sizably again. We've got cattle on feed coming out this Friday. A lot of things are going to hinge on that. The board will be setting itself up for what it believes is going to be the results of that cattle on feed. And then also we have the return of the mid-year cattle inventory report, which for budget reasons the USDA had stopped doing there for the last several years, but it brought that back now. Looking at feeder cattle, real-time index on Beef Market Central late on Tuesday had your 800-pound steers pegged at 150.30. That's 30 cents higher than Monday's close. So the markets are still responding pretty well, and the board being down as hard as it was on Tuesday did not seem to reflect that in your sale barns, as a lot of them were still trying to pick up the steam that they missed out on from the active market that we saw around last week. OKC West and El Reno, Oklahoma had their calf sale on Tuesday, just about 1,700 or so, and the market news said there was too few to really get a test of the market. This time of year on 1,700 cattle, about any place would love to have that many, and it would be real easy to get a market, especially when they had a good test of near 2,900 last week. But I'm not sure how you sell 1,700 cattle and can't tell whether the market's up or down. But if you look at the Beef Market Central market report there, you can see out there on the changes on the right side that the market was sure higher, and probably $1 to $5 higher on your popular weights of calves there. West Plains, Missouri, Ozarks Regional Stockyard had about 2,000 head. They sure got a market there and had a real good test last week. Not nearly as many yearlings this week as they had last week, but the steer calves there were $3 to $9 higher. Heifer calves steady to $5 higher, and a higher tone on a light test of yearlings, and that's on top of a real nice test of big slings of yearlings that they had last week, so that's real positive. Another market up in there and in central Missouri, Lolly Brothers Livestock Market, which is more popular for their sales of exotic animals. And I used to go to that sale a lot, and you'd go back there in the pens and there's things back there that you don't even know what they are. And that's the kind of stuff they sell on their specials, sometimes on their exotic sales, but they can sell cattle too. Right there in Macon, Missouri, home of Toastmasters. And they had a load of all black top quality steers there, weighed 820, bring 160. Nothing to sneeze at all. And those cattle went to an Iowa farmer feeder. And that's where your big push is, up in the Midwest and Northern Plains. Look at some individual quotes on Beef Market Central. Again, they're at El Reno, Oklahoma at 11:40 in the morning. We haven't had a really good bunch of calves to talk about for a while, but they did there at El Reno. Had 83 good steer calves there, weighed 539, bring 173. That kind of gives you an idea what your calves might be worth this fall. Bluegrass Stockyards, Maysville, Kentucky, which Bluegrass has been a partner in DV Auction for a long time. We're proud to have all of the Bluegrass network on DV Auction and on Cattle Market Central and Beef Market Central there. And if we've done anything by showing those markets as often as we do, it's how many load lots of cattle they get in some of those Kentucky markets. I know most of us thought they were selling them all one at a time, but they feature some truckload lots of cattle, and they are very competitive with the Northern Plains, and a lot of times blow the Southern Plains out of the water, like they did here on Tuesday at Maysville, Kentucky. Had a load of 817-pound steers there just after 10 o'clock in the morning, bring 152 1/4. That's your feeder flash for Wednesday.